How many times have you started a diet, felt good for a while, and then you just completely fall off? You feel hungry all the time, you think about food all the time, and you say no to all your favorite foods. Then you let loose, the I'll start tomorrow again cycle begins, and then eventually you just give up on it. That was me. I tried intermittent fasting, eating super clean. I could do it for a month, but I couldn't go beyond that. I thought I wasn't disciplined, but that wasn't really the real issue. Everything changed when I built a diet and system that was actually fitting for my lifestyle. It was flexible, realistic, and I just enjoyed it in general. There was no more guilt, no more yo-yo dieting. I got leaner, more consistent, and I just really enjoyed food in general. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you why most diets actually fail and how you can actually succeed with a few key principles that I'll be sharing with you in this video. Why do most diets actually fail? The first reason is because of the over-restriction that it has. You're trying to eat super healthy all the time and you have no room for treats. This is an unrealistic way to do long-term because you still have to enjoy your life and the foods that you enjoy. You can't just go cold turkey and just eat completely healthy all the time, especially if you're not a competitive bodybuilder preparing for a show. It will ruin your motivation because you feel like you're always controlling yourself, restricting yourself, and you just can't let loose at all. The second thing is the lack of knowledge of calories. This means not understanding the principles of weight loss, what is energy balance, what causes weight loss, what causes weight gain, and what causes weight maintenance. And another thing is understanding foods that are lower calorie and higher calories in nature. When you don't understand calories, then you can't use it to your advantage. When you have knowledge, then you have power and flexibility, and that will give you the freedom that you desire in your weight loss journey that will get you results and also let you enjoy your life. The final thing is that you don't have the willingness to change. Obviously, we can't be eating junk food all the time and expect ourselves to actually lose weight. You're gonna have to make some food choice changes. You're gonna have to start eating more whole foods, more healthy foods in general. You also have to make some lifestyle changes. You can't be going out all the time and partying all the time and expecting to get the results that you want. So you have to be honest with yourself with this. Are you willing to make the change to get you the results? You don't have to be super strict about it, but you're gonna have to make a significant lifestyle change in order to actually get the results that you want. Now that you understand some of the reasons why most diets fail, here's how you can actually succeed with a few key principles that I'll be sharing right here. First of all, you want to actually track your weight every single day. This is the measure of progress for your whole weight loss journey, and it also gives you the data that you need in order to make adjustments to your diet. You want to weigh yourself every single morning, fasted before eating anything, and after going to the bathroom. You have to ensure that these three conditions are consistent so that the data that you will be measuring will be generally quite accurate. It's completely normal to have fluctuations from day to day. It could be due to water retention from high sodium intake the day before. It could also be simply having a night out and enjoying yourself, which is completely normal, but just be honest with yourself that you're not having these nights out every single day and so often. Just focus on the overall downward trend over time. Weight loss is not a linear thing. It doesn't happen perfectly down. There's gonna be fluctuations up and down, but as long as the trend is going down, you're already doing a good job. So track yourself every single day. This gives you the information and data that you need to know on how much you should eat for the day. Here's how you can actually succeed in your diet. You first have to understand calories. In order to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. And what is a calorie deficit? Calorie deficit is when your calories out is greater than your calories in. When your calories out is equal to your calories in, this means that your weight will be maintained. And if your calories out is less than your calories in, that means you will be gaining weight. Your weight is just a result of the balance of calories, and if we want to achieve weight loss, we need to be in the state of a calorie deficit. For calories out, the base actually comes from your body's life-sustaining functions. Your body has a basal metabolic rate, which is the amount of calories that you burn when you rest through breathings, blood circulation, etc. You also have smaller factors such as digestion of foods and non-exercise activities such as doing household chores, walking, etc. More commonly known, you can also increase your calories out through cardiovascular exercise such as running, biking, swimming, etc. Then we have the calories in, which is just the foods that you eat on a daily basis. When it comes to creating a calorie deficit for weight loss, you want to focus the majority of your efforts on the food, which is your diet. What you want to be focusing on is lean proteins, so you can think of lean meats such as chicken breast, lean pork, or lean fish. Eggs is also a good option. We choose the leaner option because they contain less fat, and this will help to reduce the amount of calories that you intake throughout the day. You also want to focus on complex carbohydrates. These include potatoes, sweet potatoes, brown rice, pasta, and any other whole grain foods. Complex carbohydrates keep you more full than simple carbohydrates, so this ensures that you're full and don't suddenly feel the need to binge on something. You also want to focus on fruits and vegetables. These are super important in keeping yourself full. When you consume a larger volume of vegetables such as broccoli or cauliflower, this will keep keep you more full, and thus you don't feel the need to actually eat other things. You also want to have a low fat intake because fat is actually the most calorie dense macronutrient. It contains 9 calories per 1 gram of fat, so reducing the number of fat that you consume throughout the day will have a big impact on the calorie intake. You also want to have minimal sweet drinks, as these are often empty calories. If you don't have them throughout the day, it will really save you a lot of calories. If you change the majority of your diet to focus on these key things, you'll be sure that you'll be eating in a calorie deficit. If you want a more in-depth guide on foods and how you can actually lose weight in general, you can check out my guide down below in the description box. It goes through some knowledge of foods that are super important in helping you achieve your weight loss journey and also making your diet more flexible in general. There's also a 12-week action plan that you can follow to help you in your weight loss journey to remove all the guesswork. So if you're interested in that, I highly recommend it. Now that you have a better knowledge of the weight loss principles and also the foods that you should be eating, we'll be talking about calorie cycling. What is calorie cycling? It's a very effective method to introduce some flexibility to your diets. It's a variation in calorie intake throughout the week, eating more calories on your training days and eating less calories on your non-training days. An example is that you can eat at maintenance or a slight surplus on your training days because you'll be needing more calories to fuel your training after and before your workouts, then eating at a deficit on your rest days, as those days you don't really require as much energy. This gives a better distribution of the calories. By the way, if you're interested in a quick and effective workout program to build muscle that takes an hour or less, you can check out down in the description below for a workout program, and I've also made a video on it before in the top right hand corner of the video. This could also be eating at maintenance or surplus when you're going out, and then eating at a deficit when you're not going out. This gives you more flexibility throughout the week, allowing you to enjoy the foods that you like and still reaching your fitness goals through the deficit days on the other days. The most important thing is the weekly average, and that is why we can do calorie cycling, to enjoy ourselves more while still reaching our fitness goals. You can also play around with your calories on a day-to-day basis. What I mean by this is that if you have a day where you know that you're gonna go out at night and eat a lot, what you can do is have a smaller meal at the start of the day so that you have enough calories at night that you can afford to eat, so that the overall calorie intake for the day will still be rather managed or not blown out of proportion. The third thing that will really help with your diet while not being your diet is actually increasing your activity levels. This could be through more cardiovascular exercise such as swimming, biking, running, Stairmaster. If you don't enjoy cardiovascular exercise, I highly recommend that you do more walking. It's super effective, easy, low intensity way to actually allow you to eat more. You can do it anytime, anywhere as part of your day. Walking in the mall, exploring new places, commuting to places. It's super easy, and it also doesn't make you as hungry as intense cardiovascular exercise, which prevents you from binging. The target number of steps that you want to hit is 8 to 10,000 steps a day. The more you can do, the better. It burns on average about 300 to 400 calories depending on your body weight, the terrain, and the pace that you're walking, etc. And because of the additional calories that you burn, this allows you to eat more, so you can be more flexible with your diet while still reaching your goals, which is really important. A really good way to do your steps is to split it out across the day, so you can do it in the morning, afternoon, and evening. This will make it feel like you're not even exercising at all because you're splitting it up into 10 to 20 minute blocks of walking. So all these small steps compound throughout the day to give you this awesome 300 to 400 calories more for you to eat more or just have a deficit. The fourth principle, out of sight, out of mind. You want to create an environment of discipline. This sets you up for success and not set you up for failure. You want to hide your snacks. If you don't see your snacks, you don't feel the need to eat them. If you have snacks all over the place, obviously you're just gonna grab it. Even I myself, I would just grab it if it's like literally in my face. You also want to choose lower calorie snacks that are tasty in order to satisfy your cravings while reaching your fitness goals. An example can be having a Greek yogurt bowl with some fruit, which is way lower calories as compared to if you have a giant bowl of ice cream. Those are the 4 principles that can help you in creating a successful diet. It ensures that it's flexible enough so that you don't feel super restricted, but it's also smart enough. It creates this system where you're setting yourself up for success. It provides you the knowledge of foods so that you know that you can actually manipulate your calories accordingly in order to still get your fitness goals. I hope you guys found this video informational and helpful. If you guys enjoy this type of videos, do like and subscribe. It will really help me a lot. Comment down below if you want to see any other kinds of videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video.